Hello everyone! Welcome to this video. And for this video, I will explain an interesting math problem. Let's check this out. This square represents a field owned by 3 farmers. The red region belongs to the Andy, the first farmer. This yellow region belongs to the Bob, or the second farmer. And this blue region belongs to the Charlie, the third farmer. And the question is, if the length of the square is 1 kilometer, how much kilometer square the field that just Bob and Charlie share? Or it's just the intersection between the Bob's field and the Charlie's field, but doesn't include the Andy's field? Such an interesting question, doesn't it? Yeah, for the first, I see the problem. I think, this will be easy to solve. How about we just subtract this and that and so on? Oh, but the problem is, it's not as simple as that, and I will show you why. Okay, first, we get a name for the important point is A, B, and C, and then we divide the upper side by half, and we call the intersection point D, and then we connect B and D to make a line that's equal to a half, like a half of the top. And then we make another line from B to, let's call it E, and so it will be equal to AE. AE is equal to BE because it's a same radius from the arc that Charlie's area. And then we make an intersection between A and B. We connect A and B to make a line, and it will give us an arc, a lower arc and the upper arc. Okay, after that, the red color, it means it's AC. It's an intersection between the 3 regions that Andy, Bob, and Charlie have. And after that, we write down the formula. The AB, or the total of all of the arc, is equal to the AC, the smaller arc that intersect of 3 of them, plus the area of only Bob and Charlie shared. And what is the area of Bob and Charlie shared? Is AB total minus the intersection between 3 regions that Andy, Bob, and Charlie share. Okay, so we divide the upper side by half, like the first, and then we divide the left side by half, and we call it the half point is E, and we connect D to the C, and we connect E to the C, and it will give us a little square with the side of half kilometer. And then we draw a line between A and C, and it will give us a 2 arc, the upper arc and the lower arc. After that, we divide the square by 2 with a diagonal from A to C. It will give us a lower triangle and upper triangle. How do we find the upper arc plus the lower arc, or the total arc? Okay, the upper arc, it can be equal to the quarter of the circle minus the triangle, and it will give us the upper arc. And we know the quarter circle is a right angle, and it will be equal to half of pi divided by 2 pi times a radius square, and the radius is a half, it will be a half square, and this triangle is a half times a half divided by 2. We divided the pi over pi, and it will give us a 4 pi times a 4 minus an 8. And after that, we just do a simple math. 4 is a 4 is a 16th pi minus 8. And if we want to find the both of the arc, we just multiply it by 2 because the upper arc and the lower arc is the same. So 2 times 16th pi minus 8 is equal to an 8 pi minus 14th. So we already find the arc AC, and it's equal to an 8 pi minus a 4th. And how do we find an arc AB? Okay, first we draw the Charlie's region and Bob's region, and we call it A, and the half point is D, and this point is B, and then we connect the D with the B, so it will be have the same length, and B to the E, and it will be have the same length with A because AE is equal to EB. After that, we know that AD is a half, and we connect A and B to make a line, and connect D to the E, and we will get a kite, and the angle is theta for the upper and the angle of the corner of the square is 90 degrees or right angles. Because it's a kite, so the adjacent side of the angle is also right angle. The ADE angle is equal to 90 degrees minus theta, or a half of pi minus theta. How we find a theta? Let's we use an A, B, and E triangle. It has half and one side, and we know that tan theta is a half divided by 1. Tan theta is a half, and we know the hypotenuse is square root of 1 squared plus half squared is a square root of 5 divided by 2, and the sine theta is a half divided by square root of 5 divided by 2 is equal to 1 divided by a root of 5, and the cos theta is the same, but the denominator is 1. The cos theta is equal to 2 divided by square root of 5. Continue. And the upper arc formula is equal to the entire figure divided by a ABE triangle. After that, we know that it's 2 theta divided by 2 pi times a region pi r squared, and the r is 1, is only 1 squared, minus the triangle. The area of the triangle is 1 times sinus of the angle. It's 2 theta divided by 2, and after that we eliminate and we get theta minus the sine of 2 theta divided by 2, or we can write it as theta minus sine theta cos theta. For that, we need to find the lower arc. How do we find it? The lower arc is equal to the figure of ABD minus the triangle ABD with the angle of a half pi minus theta is multiplied by 2 because it's 2. Okay, after that, we write the formula half of pi minus theta divided by 2 pi times pi of r squared. The r is a half squared, minus half times sinus of the angle, and the angle is 2 times half of pi minus theta divided by 2, and then we eliminate the pi and we get 16th pi minus an 8 theta minus sine of pi minus 2 theta divided by 8, and it will be equal to 16 pi minus an 8 pi minus the sine of 2 theta divided by 8. Okay, so we continue. The upper arc plus the lower arc, something we search to find the answer, right? The upper arc is theta minus sine theta cos theta, and the lower arc is 16 pi minus an 8 theta minus sine 2 theta divided by 8. We know that theta plus a minus 8, it will give us a 9 over 8 theta. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm wrong. It must be 7. Okay, then we need to change the sine of 2 theta. It will be a sine theta cos theta divided by 4. And we know that minus sine theta cos theta minus sine theta cos theta over 4. It will give us a minus 5 over 4 sine theta cos theta. Plus, we just write down the rest, and 9.8, and the theta is arctangent of a half minus 5 over 4 sine. The theta can be written as arc sine of 1 over square root of 5 times cos of arc cosine of 2 over square root of 5, and we write down the rest is plus 1 over 16 times pi. Then we write down 9 over 8 arctan half minus a 5 over 4 sine. It will be equal to 1 square root of 5, and the cos of r cos of 2 over square root of 5 is equal to 2 over square root of 5, and a square root of 5 times square root of 5 is 5, and it eliminate the upper 5. It will be equal to half. Okay, so we write down again 7 over 8 arctangent of a half minus half plus a 16th pi. Okay, so we already get the AB. Well, it's the complex one. The AB is equal to 7 over 8 arctangent of a half minus a half minus a 16th pi. And then if we want to get the given equation, we just subtract it from the AC arc. Okay, so we write down 7 over 8 arctangent a half minus minus a 16th pi minus an 8th pi minus a 4th. Okay, 9 over 8 arctan half plus 4th must be equal to minus a 4th minus an 16th pi minus an 8th pi. It will be a 3 over 16 pi, and that's it. We get the answer. Well, how about that? Hard, isn't it? Yeah, I found this problem hard too. I need nearly an hour to figure the answer. But you know what? Well, the conclusion is a small little like problem like that. It needs an arbitrary, hard, complex answer to answer that. So, okay, that's it. Thank you for your attention. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.